From Fox 39, WQRF-TV Rockford, and your home team, Eyewitness News at 9 starts now.
Rockford literally turned into a sea of green on Saturday. We take you to this year's parade and festivities downtown. A local hospital is busting some myths about hospice care, what this type of care provides patients and their families. And a symbol of Rockford's past is celebrated with a day of fun. The activities for all ages to enjoy at Sock Monkey Madness. Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for joining us tonight. The Irish Marching Society once again hosts Rockford's St. Patrick's Day Parade and Patty Fest. It kicked off on 7th Street before heading north to East State Street and then west to Water Street. The parade is followed by a celebration at the Standard. Our Nicole Delgado was there.
Usually up around State and Madison area, kind of where it ends usually, so we'll get to see a little bit more of the city. They are dyeing the river green today, I guess, for the first time, so that'll be kind of exciting to see.
For 10 years, participants like Steve Gould travel all the way from Byron just to celebrate the lucky day, St. Patrick's Day. There is a float judging, Irish music, food, beverages, and this year, the Rock River is being dyed emerald green.
We've done it in the past somewhat, but this year we're really going all out with it. We were pretty much rookies, at first, but this year we got it all planned out, so everybody needs to see how cool it's going to be.
Parade coordinator Michael Boland says not only does this bring people together, but helps our local businesses.
It brings the city together, that's for sure. You will see these streets will be lined with people that come downtown and they enjoy the stay as much as we do. And it just brings the city together and everybody enjoys it.
Vince Schaefer is participating in the St. Patrick's Day Parade for the second year with the Screw City Jeeps. Vince tells me this is a perfect way to be with the community, spread cheer, happiness, and celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
I'm just mostly excited for seeing the kids, having a lot of fun, putting smiles on people's faces. That's the main reason why I do what I do, and why my wife and I and my dog over there, we do. Just to put a smile on people's faces and spread cheer.
Steve says he is happy that we can come together as a community to celebrate the Irish ancestry.
Well, we are a melting pot, right? And lately with the politics and everything else, bringing everybody apart, it's nice to be able to bring people together.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Nicole Delgado.
Switching gears here, a local hospital helps debunk some myths about hospice care. Former President Jimmy Carter recently opted for hospice care, which aims to make him as comfortable as possible in his remaining time. OSF explains that this is specialized medical care that is comfort-based. It allows the patient to spend time at home and doing things they enjoy. The goal is to offer support during a crucial time.
Hospice is just an amazing way for us to help people really write that last chapter of their life. Nobody really knows what chronic illnesses are going to come up in their life, what diseases they're going to face, the timing of those. But when those challenges do come, we want to be there to help.
There are over 3,000 hospice programs in the U.S., and according to some research, there is evidence that hospice care can minimally prolong life for a few weeks to a month. West Virginia's Republican supermajority Senate followed a growing national trend of Republican opposition to health care for transgender youth. Lawmakers passed a bill to ban certain treatments and therapies, but they approved an exception that would allow medical interventions when the transgender youth is considered at risk of self-harm or suicide. The bill faces steep opposition in the State House, which passed a proposed ban with no exemptions for mental health. Meanwhile, congressional Republicans in Washington are working on legislation that would ban trans athletes from playing in women's sports at public schools. The bill passed a House committee earlier this week. It would use birth certificates instead of a student's chosen identity when deciding if someone can play. The bill's author says it's about creating a level playing field, but opponents say it addresses something that isn't a national issue.
Girls and women participate against each other in basically a fair fight.
Who
ludicrous to suggest that such a handful of athletes who pose no evidentiary threat justifies national congressional action.
The Biden administration plans to make changes to Title IX this spring, and the Education Department says it's working on a rule to protect transgender athletes. 4 astronauts have made their way home from the International Space Station. They spent 5 months conducting 200 experiments. The 4 undocked from the space station around 1:20 Saturday morning. They returned on the SpaceX Dragon Endurance spacecraft and splashed down near Tampa, Florida around 8 p.m. There's a new way to think about the phrase baby on board. Air Force pilot Lauren Olney is one of the first women to fly a supersonic jet while pregnant. She's taking advantage of a new Air Force policy allowing women to fly up to 28 weeks of uncomplicated pregnancy without a special waiver. Olney's baby will be the first at the Department of Defense to log 9.2 hours in a supersonic aircraft. Well, some families spent their Saturday learning about an iconic symbol from Rockford, the sock monkey. Sock monkey madness was held at Midway Village Museum Saturday. People of all ages learned about the importance of the sock monkey to the city's industrial past and growth. There was lots of fun to take part in. Everyone could make their own sock monkey, play at the puppet station, enjoy some food, and if your friend has an injury, you could take them to the Rockford General Hospital.
History Museum, and to tell the story of the Nelson Knitting Company, where the sock monkey doll started with the Rockford red-heeled sock in 1932. It's a fun thing for people to come learn, enjoy, create, and do it all together.
And there was a bonus. The first 150 families who came out to the event got ticket vouchers for a Rockford Ice Hogs game. The FDIC took control of Silicon Valley Bank on Friday. The agency says regulators will work over the weekend to make sure that insured depositors will get up to $250,000 of their money on Monday when the bank reopens. Jacqueline Lee has more on the second largest bank collapse since Washington Mutual in 2008.
Silicon Valley Bank, the nation's 16th largest bank, was shut down by the FDIC on Friday after depositors hurried to withdraw money amid concerns over the bank's health.
All our money is in the bank. I don't know how we're going to do our payroll.
Not well known outside Silicon Valley, the bank's customers are largely in the tech and venture capital space, with branches in California and Massachusetts. The bank did business with companies like Shopify, ZipRecruiter, and Pinterest. In a SEC filing, streaming provider Roku said it had $487 million, or 26% of its cash reserves with the bank. The company saying their deposits were largely uninsured. Adrian Mendoza runs a venture capital firm in Boston.
Dollars were being pulled faster than the bank actually had.
According to the FDIC, Silicon Valley Bank had approximately $209 billion in assets and $175 billion in deposits at the end of last year. The bank's collapse rattled financial markets, the Dow Jones finishing the week down more than 300 points.
When banks experience financial losses, it is and should be a matter of concern.
The FDIC, along with the Treasury Department, say they have a process to deal with bank failures like this, insisting the banking system has been shored up since the financial crisis 15 years ago.
They have very good risk management since the financial crisis because of changes brought after the crisis. So I think the banking system is probably as strong as it's ever been.
And it's important to note the FDIC is insured up to $250,000 per depositor. The FDIC announcing all insured depositors will receive their money no later than Monday.
That was Jacqueline Lee reporting. Some Silicon Valley Bank employees received bonuses yesterday, right before the government seized the bank's assets. It's not clear how much money was paid out or how many people received bonuses. Axios reports the payments were already planned. They were for last year's work and had been scheduled for March 10th.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, steady snow is now falling across the state line, as it has been for quite a few hours now. If we look at our SkyTrack camera in Freeport, brought to us by Rockford Career College, we see a fairly snow-covered parking lot out there that really had gotten from no snow on the parking lot to quite a bit of snow that had shown up there in just a matter of an hour or so. Snow has continued to spread across the area over the last few hours, now picking up on some of the roadways even in downtown Rockford. We are seeing some snow-covered roads, snow continuing to fall on other areas across the state line as well. Temperatures this afternoon did make their way back above freezing, which is good news because that means our road temperatures were a little bit warmer than they otherwise could be, as many spots did make their way up into the mid and upper 30s. We are still left with that snow that is continuing into the evening now, and if we get into the late hours of the evening and overnight, that light snow is going to continue to spread across the area. We're going to be left with still a little bit more of those snow showers continuing into the very early part of tomorrow morning, and then by the time we get into the afternoon tomorrow, we are looking at fairly scattered showers, but we are still going to be seeing quite a bit of that snow sticking around even throughout the afternoon and into the evening hours tomorrow. Not a whole lot much for accumulation is going to be expected from what comes in on Sunday, but we will be seeing most of that accumulation occurring during what's here and already moving through the overnight hours. We're still left with some of those flurries as we get into the very early parts of Monday as well, as the upper level system continues to spin up around us and overhead. As it moves out, eventually we will see some of that drier air starting to work its way in as we get later into Monday night going into Tuesday. Unfortunately, though, that does mean some slightly cooler temperatures. For as far as total snowfall is concerned from this system, we're not looking at anything near what we had from the last one, but I think a general area of around 1 to 3 inches is definitely possible, with some areas that got switched over to snow a little bit quicker, mainly to the north and to the west, where they saw slightly cooler temperatures. Might see some of those isolated pockets that'll be maybe a little bit higher than that. Temperatures for the rest of the evening continue to fall back. We're not really going to fall too far, though, down to 31 degrees for that overnight low. Still looking at that widespread steady snow lasting through much of the overnight hours into the very early part of tomorrow, becoming a lot more scattered for the afternoon. Highs very similar to where we were today, 37 degrees, and the winds will be shifting back out of the south. This is also your last reminder that it is daylight saving time later on here tonight, so remember to move your clocks forward. While we are losing an hour of sleep per se, that good news is that our sunsets will be going from around 6 o'clock to around 7 o'clock by the time we get into the day tomorrow. So later sunsets, that's a good news that we're going to be seeing the sunlight at least lasting a little bit longer into the day. While we are springing forward with our temperatures, or at least our clocks, not so with the temperatures, still holding on to chances for flurries. Temperatures in the 30s through much of the week. A couple dry days in store, but then for the middle and end of the week, temperatures rising with our next system, bringing us rain chances, and then eventually wintry mix and slightly cooler temperatures by next weekend.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
Aaron Rodgers continues to be the center of the NFL universe right now. Packers or no Packers? We really don't know yet. After some reports today, Green Bay Nation is inclined to think that the deal between the New York Jets and their quarterback is done. But it's not. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero tweeted that the two parties have not agreed to any framework for a trade. Both sides continue to wait on word from Rodgers. If he decides he wants to go to New York, that's when the teams will work on a deal. The Rock Valley women's basketball team took the court today at the Nest. They hosted number 1 seed Morton College for the district championship game. The Golden Eagles were only playing with their Fab Five. The other 7 players had to sit out this game after being ejected in the semifinals. But there's no quit in this team. Emily Rich pulls up for 3 to start this one off. Now Morton getting things going. Claire Hyde fights for it at the rim and gets the layup to fall. Then here comes Rich again for another from the corner for Rock Valley. Morton dominated in the paint and so did Maya Simpson. Here she makes one. And then it's Simpson again driving the baseline for the up and under. Morton in the driver's seat. RVC hanging in there though. Maya Mitchell from outside the arc and she knocks it down. It'll be Mitchell again fighting for it at the rim and she gets the and one. She had 23 points. Rock Valley tried, but Morton wins the district championship 96-68. In Freeport tonight, the Highland Community College men were playing for the Midwest District Championship and a trip to the Junior College National Tournament. The Cougars hosted the Moberly Greyhounds of Moberly, Missouri. Early on, Rami and Hinton, almost out of bounds, hits one from deep for the Cougars. Then Demetrius Johnson drives and the freshman scores. Moberly has size and some athletes. Here's one of them. Trayvon Spiller gets the dunk. The Cougars answer that with a lay-in from Johnny Melvin, but the Greyhounds pulled away. Brandon Hall drops in a three-pointer here. Moberly advances to the national tournament. Highlands season ends. The final score was 66-52. And today marks the end of the high school boys basketball season. Scales Mound was going after the 1A state championship in Champaign this morning against Chabot Catholic. The Hornets in green started things slow. They fell behind 16-2 in the first quarter. Hudson Blank knocked down that 15-footer for the Hawks. The Hornets heated up in the second half, though. All-Stater Thomas Harrow sinks a three-pointer. Scales Mound trailed by only 2 at the half. In the third quarter, Harrow makes his 5th three-pointer of the game. Scales Mound had the lead 37-36, but the Hornets were outscored 20-6 in the fourth quarter. They lost 65-45. They take second in the state. That's the best finish in school history, topping last year's third-place finish. It was semifinal Saturday in the Big Ten tournament. We started the day with Ohio State and Purdue. Zach Edey and the Boilermakers won that one 80-66. Then it was Penn State and Indiana. The Nittany Lions took that one 77-73. So it will be Penn State and Purdue in the final tomorrow. If Penn State wins, they will become the lowest seed ever to win the Big Ten tournament. In some hockey tonight, the Blackhawks were in Tampa. They dropped the second of this Florida trip to the Lightning 3-1. They're back at the United Center on Tuesday.
Snow on the way in March, Jordan.
Yeah, we had some snow that we were our highest snow total of the season just a couple days ago, and we are adding to that total already this evening. The First Warn Interactive Radar from Rockford Auto Glass and More, continuing to bring a lot of that snow during the overnight hours tonight. Unfortunately, that snow does stick around throughout Sunday. Scattered snow showers expected, but we're back into the 40s and 50s for the middle of the week. Doesn't last very long, though, back in the 30s next weekend.
Thanks, Jordan. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to spring forward.